is up, everyone? It is the endorsement, and welcome to the 2016 Candy Madness Tournament. That's right. In honor of the official March Madness tournament going on right now for college basketball, where my bracket has met an early demise, I decided to come up with a Candy Madness tournament. That's right. I took 16 of the top selling candies in the United States, put them into brackets, and we're going to figure out which one comes out on top. That is correct. Just a little side note, I did not include breath mints or gum in this list since there were a couple that made the list. We are sticking mainly to chocolate candy bars and regular candies. So let's get started on the left-hand side. First round, M&M's versus Dove. Dove, thanks for coming. Glad we paid your airfare. We're gonna have to go with M&M's on this one for many reasons, but we'll get into that more in the next round. Dove is a good candy bar. My mother would always put the little minis inside a cup of her coffee, have it melt in there, and have a little surprise at the bottom of the cup. But not for me. We're going to stick with M&M's, moving on to the semifinals. Now let's move down to the 4 versus 5 matchup, Butterfinger versus Sour Patch Kids. Now on the outside you might say, this is a tough decision. No, I'm going to go with Sour Patch Kids moving on. I like Butterfinger. I like a Butterfinger Blizzard from time to time, but Butterfinger tends to get stuck in your teeth, and Sour Patch Kids just put it over the top for me, especially the red ones, so they move on. 3 versus 6, Hershey's Milk Chocolate versus 100 Grand. We are going to go with the Hershey's Milk Chocolate nostalgia over the Crispies and the caramel of the 100 Grand, moving on to the semifinals. Last but not least, on the left-hand side, Twix versus Starburst. I love me some Starburst, but nothing compares to the George Costanza endorsement. They are the only candy with the cookie crunch. Twix moves on to the semifinals. Let's move over to the right-hand side. First round, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups against the Crunch Bar. Crunch Bar. Again, glad you could make it. Early exit. We're going to go with Reese's moving on in the first round. 4 versus 5 matchup, Milky Way versus Skittles. Again, on the outside, might be a pretty difficult decision. Not for me. I'm not a huge fan of caramel, and that's what Milky Way is known for. So we're going to go with Skittles, and they're going to taste the rainbow all the way to the semifinals. 3 versus 6, Kitkat versus 3 Musketeers. Now, if this was a sword fight, we'd probably give the edge to the 3 Musketeers, which has changed its wrapper like 76 times in my lifetime. But we're going to go with Kitkat moving on to the semifinals. Snickers versus Twizzlers, rounding out the right-hand side. Easy call here. Snickers is iconic with the caramel, the nougat, and the peanuts. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Twizzlers have their place. You know, bite off the end, use it as a straw. What do you want from me? But Snickers move on to the semifinals. Let's stay on the right-hand side. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups versus Skittles. Very close here, but I'm going to go with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I love Skittles, but the rainbow has to stop here. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup moves on. Kit Kat versus Snickers. Now, this seems like a championship match. I'm going to have to give the slight edge to Kit Kat on this one, and they're going to move on to the conference finals against the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, slightly edging out the Snickers. Moving over to the left-hand side, M&M's versus Sour Patch Kids. Wow. I am torn here, but my love for the peanut M&Ms are going to slightly take over and move them on to the conference finals over Sour Patch Kids. Don't get me wrong, both great candies, but M&Ms move on. The iconic Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bar versus Twix. We're going to keep the Seinfeld train rolling. The candy lineup, the Twix bar moves on just ahead of the Hershey Milk Chocolate Bar. So now the conference finals are set. We're going to stay on the left-hand side with M&M's versus Twix. Now, like I said earlier, M&M's comes in many flavors. Peanut M&M's are one of my favorite candies of all time. Twix has the cookie crunch. It is just a well put together chocolate bar. You can't see off camera, but I'm flipping a coin. No, I'm not. I am putting it on record that the Twix bar slightly edges out the M&Ms and moves on to the finals. We now go to the right-hand side and go with the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup versus the Kit Kat. An epic battle. I will have to say, moving on to the finals against Twix will be the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. That is correct. Such a difficult decision, but the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is going to send the Kitkat home licking its wounds. Pun intended. What do you want from me? So now we got the finals all set up. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup versus the Twix bar. Now, I am a Seinfeld aficionado. I own every season, and the candy lineup is one of my favorites. And the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, two great tastes that taste great together. I love the combination of peanut butter and chocolate in just about everything. Drum roll, please. Don't know if I have that sound effect, but we are going to go with the winner of the 2016 Candy Madness, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Slightly over the Twix bar. I love them both, but the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, the iconic taste, the way it just has a special place in my heart, and I have eaten my weight in these 10 times over in my lifetime. Well, there you go. The first Candy Madness tournament in the books, and the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is the champion. I want to thank everyone for checking out this video, doing something a little bit different in honor of March Madness. I'll definitely put in the comments below if you agree with some of my decisions or if you disagree. I love to debate. And thanks again for checking out this video. Also, check me out on Instagram and Twitter. I'm probably going to post a picture of the bracket up on my Instagram, and hopefully some people will play along. So yeah, thank you again, and we will see you soon with more reviews.